Lachie Miller isn't Kalyn Ponga, but she's a great buy for the Knights who will fill the burner. For years to come, Miller inherited number one pitcher with a tiny fraction of Ponga's massive salary and became best player on field in yesterday afternoon's upsetting win over Raiders. In just 11th high-end NRL game, rugby transforming player took a heap of pressure from Raiders and also showed plenty of spark in attack. Reed Slater can't believe Eels' bold recruiting game. Reed coach's plea to NRL after Wighton's brutal hit. Reed Dogs contact AFL over disgusting, racist attack a fast-paced live player. He's been a great pickup for the Cronulla Knights. Lachie Miller has settled into the Knights fullback with aplomb since joining Cronulla. Warriors bargain buy of the year nominee mark Warriors back rower Jackson Ford as an early contender for the bargain pick of the year. Ford, a Dragons veteran, has been unpopular with Big Red V this season, but the 25-year-old is living out most of his new life with the Warriors. NRL Highlights Warriors, Bulldogs, Round 4. The busy forward led his team to the top of his game with 41 points, including a few saves, in their tough 16-14 win against the Bulldogs yesterday. He's also made some useful yards around the edges and seems like a player with a lot to offer. Walker repays his debt in style. Cody Walker credited South Sydney for his game-winning performance against Manly last Saturday night. The 5th-8th star lost his cool against the Roosters last week and his game was hurt as a result. Cody Walker was phenomenal as the Rabbitohs cling to a Golden Point thriller versus the Sea Eagles. But on a special night for the Rabbits, where they bid farewell to one of their favorite sons at John Sattler, Walker shone. The Star Centre took 2 tries in a 13-12 live win over Manly, rushed with a big goal and defended bravely. Dearden brings the Cowboys to life. Tom Dearden played his best game of year to date as the Cowboys beat Titans 24-12 on Saturday night. NRL Highlights Cowboys vs. Titans, Round 4. Dearden made 3 of the Titans' 7 line breaks, and also took 5 interception breaks when he reinvented his running game in slash style. The Cowboys are still not at the level they produced last year, but now with 2 wins, 2 losses, and slowly but surely they are putting their moves together. Staggs hit in Origin race. Kotoni Staggs dealt a major blow in her fight for Blues State of Origin with her performance in Friday night's epic shootout as the Broncos beat Dolphins 18-12. Staggs had his best run on his ball, putting in a 237-foot high game, including the try that sealed the win with a field blast. Kotoni Staggs claims Origin jersey with a smashing performance against Dolphins. Staggs played the opening game of last year's series, his only Origin to date, and made little impact and was dropped after Queensland took a sad win. But Staggs seems to be a stronger, more mature player this season and will give Brad Fittler a lot to think about as he sprints past. For the winner, Bellamy's little lights stand up with half of pack leaving over the summer. Craig Bellamy needs some of his lesser lights to get on feet. Enter Josh King, a center forward who played well above his weight and beat the Wests Tigers 24-12 on Friday night. NRL Highlights Storm, Tigers, Round 4. An understated player who would never make the headlines. King worked hard during his 71 minutes on the court. His defense was in the middle and he gained 150 yards from the Tigers forwards. When Tigers kicked off a surge in middle of second half, it was cool heads like King that kept Storm intact. Tigers' future stands up with another loss despite all the disaster and pessimism at Tigers. The few young guns Tim Sheens promised to reveal stood firm in Melbourne. Winger Junior Tupou ran 182 meters, including 6 interception timeouts that disturbed Storm widely. Tigers youngster Junior Tupou has made a good statement about himself despite losing to the Melbourne Storm. And in the middle, Fona Pole had 27 steals in the 135 meters and 13 runs without a miss. Both are only 20 years old and the future of the Tigers. Controversial star warns rival clubs. Bryce Cartwright is at the crossroads. The 28-year-old has struggled to get into shape in recent seasons. His contract is up and the Eels are in no rush to re-sign him. But the former Panther took a giant leap forward in prolonging his NRL career with a classy show against his former team in Thursday night's phenomenal Western Derby. Bryce Cartwright gives himself every chance to get an NRL lifeline with a positive vote for the Eels Watch NRL Premiership 2023 live and for free on 9 now, known more as an impact player than a horseman. Cartwright rolled up his sleeves in a tough, old-fashioned battle, ran 150 yards, and made the first attempt for good measure. It was his best show in several years, and no doubt the Eels and other NRL clubs will have taken note.